Have you ever wondered what lurks in the shadows? What secrets the night hides? What strange phenomena might be happening just beyond your perception? Join us as we journey into the world of the paranormal, exploring everything from ghosts and UFOs to cryptids and unexplained occurrences. From haunted houses to all things paranormal, join us in the search for the truth behind the veil. Welcome to Paranormal 411.
All right.
All right, everybody.
We got us a great show tonight, Jason.
We do. We got 3 guests.
I think that's a first.
Yeah, it is. This is our first collab.
Yeah, we've never done 3 guests at the same time. That's cool.
I want to thank them, too, for coming. We're going to have Sherry Brett and Chris and Chrissy Dunham.
Yeah, and Sherry, it's like 2 o'clock where she lives right now.
She's in the UK.
She's really suffering. I'd be like...
And she just said she just got off another show.
Podcast.
God,
yeah,
what? That's crazy.
That's awesome.
So we also have Chris and Chrissy Dunham, aka Thunder and Gypsy, in the Pagan community. They're Lineage witches, Pagan leaders in the community of Iowa and Colorado. They did 30 years as event organizers, over 30 years as High Priestesses and Priests, in a coven called the Coven of the Blessed Lady. It was a family coven and with 3 sister covens. So they have 4 kids that were raised in the witch community and 11 grandkids, plus 4 extra, in total of 15 grandkids and 1 great granddaughter.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
So they're now starting a new chapter of being podcasters to bring education to other spiritual paths and some interesting topics that they have. And they are, I've listened to them. You're going to be amazed. We also have Sherry Brett, aka Willow. That's what she's known as spiritually. She's a spiritual worker. She believes in everything strange and unknown, from the paranormal and UFOs to cryptids. And she also defines and connects with spirits using cards, runes, and spiritual tools. She's a practicing Celtic druid, shaman, and a witch. Sherry is a natural witch, having learned everything through communication and contact with energies that have been with her since the age of 5. At 5 is when she began to first communicate and open herself to spirit energy and other world energies. She's a dedicated truth seeker. She believes in sharing only the truth. She does a lot of educational work and has a channel called PWI Investigators. And she also conducts investigations. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. For those of you that's interested in the spiritual side of things or the other side or any spirituality, and her links into the planet and the world, she also will be a guest tomorrow, I think, on Sunday. It's the Benny C. Trent show on Sunday, and she invites you that are interested to tune in and ask questions. So that'll be something to watch, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and bring them on.
Bring them on.
And here we are. Our first
Hello.
collab.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
We're doing
Doing
fine.
good.
Man,
Hope the bios, I didn't mess them up too bad.
Oh,
I've done amazing.
you did good.
Thank you. So, you guys are witches, right?
Yeah.
what got everybody into what you know into being witches? I mean, what got y'all into this? I know the 2 of you have been in it for a very long time. I guess all 3 of you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what got you into this? Was this something that your family was into, or is this just a truth that all you were seeking just sang to you and you just went with it?
Well, it's been close to about 40 years. Sometimes you just feel like there's something more that you need out of your spiritual life, and something that the church wasn't giving you. And you want something that is less judgy, more accepting, and more truth. Yeah, more truth. And this is something we both looked into um, as teenagers. And we just like, hey, we're going to do this. And then we got married, have our children, and we just kind of kept going strong. So it's always been in our hearts. I mean, um, it's there. You just got to kind of like awaken it. So when you feel like something is different in your life, that you need it more, go out to nature and it would tell you.
Yeah.
You can feel it when you get into nature. At least I can.
Yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
you can.
I see it's more faith,
Yeah.
Yeah.
destiny.
Hmm.
So Sherry, you were like born into it, weren't you? Like it was
Yeah,
in your,
like I experienced spirits and stuff from a very young age, from the age of 5. So I've always had that open belief that there was more out there. I did go through a Christian phase because of my nan and stuff, and I found that I could not connect to church. I could not feel the spiritual energy I wanted being in church. And I found that in nature, like these guys, and I've always been very connected to nature. I've always been able to see energies of nature and stuff as well. I very much communicate with the fae folk and with elementals and other energies like that. So I've always been very open and connected. My mum, which I learned later on in life, was actually a witch when she was younger. So it's actually inherited in the family. And I found that out, which is where I got my abilities from. A lot like these guys, it was seeking that higher energy. I'd always been connected to it. I always knew that I was different. I wasn't somebody of church. I knew that because of my abilities, they'd always spoke against things like that. I knew that I wasn't that sort of thing. So for me, I seeked, and obviously being in school, computers had just come out, and I decided to put in, why is it that I see energies that other people don't see, and why is it that I can hear things like trees and stuff talk to me and come up about spirits and ghosts and witches. And when I read up the bios, and I come to realize what I was, and it's always been in there. It was just seeking it and finding it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's interesting because, for some people, like I can feel when I go into places like we talk about Chickamauga and different places, I could feel these energies and I could feel some of the stuff that's happened there. And a lot of times it feels like a weight, and so
Empathic.
yeah,
Yes.
I can feel the energy of that place and the
Yeah.
things that took well, everything that happened there, because most of these big battle sites, I mean, let's face it, it's not going to be great energy that's there. And it usually makes me sick. But we're looking at buying a new house here real soon, and we just went to one what was it? It was Friday. We went over and looked at a house. It was a beautiful house. It was probably about 100 years old. And what was crazy about it is that I could feel the energy of this house, and it made me sad because when this place was built, I'd say it was beautiful, a beautiful home. And now it's almost on the verge of needing to be demolished. And these people are trying to sell it, and it's just too much work for what they're asking for it. But I can feel the energy of the place, and I can feel the sadness of the place because it wasn't upkept and it wasn't what it was when it was first built. If that's weird to say,
Yeah.
And so I understand when you talk about being able to feel these energies and everything, and then you live in places kind of like what we live in, Jason, where people automatically interpret that as, oh, well, that's, that's Satan, and that's this and that's that. And, that's not, none of that is good stuff usually. And, how do you guys, work around all that stuff when you're doing what you do, because I'm sure that you get it quite a bit.
You want to take that one? No.
Yeah, I can answer that.
Question, I know, but
Bradley's in the chat room.
Hi, Bradley.
He said those 3 esoteric witches are made of iron, and together we are all pursuing a people's quest.
For me, my path is divine. So I take that divine light that's inside of me. And when I start feeling those negative energies, I will it to come out of me.
Mm.
I don't question whether I'm doing it. I will it to come out of me. Usually those, what I would call offensive dark energies, move aside for me. I don't question that they have power over me or my emotions. I take control because I am divine. You're divine. She's divine. Everybody's divine. But it's willing to sit there and say, no, you don't have no control of me. You're not going to control my atmosphere. What's going on around me? I'm the boss because I was created by God. I was created by the goddess. I was created by the divine light. I'm older than sin. I'm older than this earth. Our spirits, each one of us, is divine. It's whether we are willing to accept knowledge of that and being part of the divine, because there is darkness in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And it tries to bully us.
Yep.
And it does. You'll have a really good day, or you'll wake up early in the morning and you'll be in a really good mood.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, somebody will blurt out something negative to you, or something comes at you negative. You feel it spiritually.
Right.
You have to take control of that point in time when that negativity. And it's not reflecting negativity back. It's looking at somebody and saying, I love you. Or you banish that darkness by your will. That light that comes from within. Christ spoke about it. It's our inherited right. We're all inherited to a better life.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
For me, I'd say it's similar. Like, I do will out if there is any negative energy. I will speak to my deities and energies and have them be there in guidance and stuff. I don't try to let negative energy get over me, especially from spirit, but I do find that a lot of the negative energy does come from people as well, because of what we are. They've got a really down looking way of looking at us. They think that we're evil and we're bad and we're of Satan, when we're really not. We're just wise people with wisdom. We've been here for centuries and we're carrying that energy into each life. We have undivine and love for all of our energies, and we will to work with them and for them. And because of that love and because of that belief, we're able to overcome anything. And even though the darkness is there, I try not to acknowledge that the darkness is there. Sometimes it does peek in through a little bit, but when you have that love and you have that understanding, you have that connection to Mother Earth, to Mother Nature and these things, anything is possible to be rid of. And I just think that the path that I'm in is phenomenal, and dark energy to me is something that I can control and I can keep out of my life. And I do that by being positive. I do that by doing good things and helping others. And I do that by doing the very practice that I do, because that was what I was put here to be.
That's a good answer.
It is.
Yeah, that's awesome. We when it comes to banishing evil and or doing all that stuff, it's funny because a lot of people don't take it into consideration, but like y'all said, evil stuff happens to us every day, right? Or it's thrown at you every day, right? Someone comes up and they're rude and they're dismissive of things or anything like that. It happens every day, but it all depends on how you take it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is something that I've been trying to do, and it goes against my nature, way against my nature. But for the last like 3 or so years, I've tried to change my nature, and see things more from the positive side, and to be like a duck and let a lot of that stuff just roll off my back. And it's hard. It's not easy to do, especially when it's not in your nature, because it definitely isn't mine. But you know, when you was talking a second ago about say evil entities and things like that, you know, we've had a case one time where a little girl had something pretty bad that was coming to her, telling her to hurt her sister and all this stuff. And it's a pretty long story, but you know, I pretty much told it that I was going to get rid of it. And because, you know, it was not good. The spirit wasn't good. And it tried to scare me by coming to my house at 3:00 in the morning. Right outside my bedroom was a smoke detector. And at 3:00 in the morning, that thing just started going off. So I jumped up out of bed, opened up the door. As soon as I walked out the door, that thing shut off. And I said, I know who you are. I said, I didn't allow you to come here. I didn't tell you you'd come into my house, so you must leave. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to get rid of you from that other house, from that little girl's life. And of course, we never had anything else happen. I'm a firm believer that you take control of everything that happens, because you have the power. Like you were saying, we have the power to do that. We have the power to say, get out of here, stop. You know, you are not allowed to be in here. And a lot of people look at you cross-eyed when you say that, but you know, it's true. We do have that power. Now, unfortunately, this entity had full control of that other house, and after that point, we weren't allowed to go back in and finish getting rid of that thing. But it was crazy, wasn't it, Jason?
Yeah, it was. What's the biggest thing that's ever happened, like in your lives? And either one of you can answer first. You know, I do have your picture that I'm going to show later of, you know, the picture you sent me.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it away, but it's pretty wild.
Yeah. So do you want to know good or bad? What?
Both. I mean, we could go bad, the bad thing that.
Oh, what everybody wants to know.
Yeah.
The worst thing that ever happened to me was lose my hand. But from losing my hand, I became a better person. Okay. Sounds kind of weird, right? But that's when I found God. I found out God was real. I found out Goddess was real. I found out that the divine light was real. You know, some of us have to suffer to find the light. Not all of us are, what we'd say, born into a spiritual religion where they're taught from an early age that God is real. You know, when I lost my hand, it was devastating for me, you know, because I was ambidextrous. I worked out every day, said my prayers. I believed in Christ. And I still do to a small point. But it was after that I found out God was real, very real. I found out that heaven, what most people call heaven, is only a hair's width away from it. We are walking in heaven, even though we do not see it. So for me, I would have to say it was after my first initiation. I was kind of distraught because somebody died, and I cast a circle, what they call casting a circle, stepping in between worlds, and I saw it. So my answer was, God is real.
That's the answer I got.
Wow.
That's interesting.
I've,
Go ahead.
I've had a couple of like really bad experiences. I think my first would be going through a really bad relationship and losing my children. That's when I really wheeled into my energies, and they helped me to get through a very dark spot and a spot where I didn't want to be here anymore. They really helped me to believe in that. Then the other side is a paranormal experience like you guys. There was a 5-year-old girl that had a negative energy that was attached to her. She was the daughter of one of my friends. She had been seeing some negative spirits in her home. She had been feeding a certain energy, thinking that it was something nice because it was portraying as something nice. And her and her mother started getting attacked. I had a similar experience to you. This dark energy, when being on a video call with her and talking to her, because I'm able to see things, I could see this energy. This energy came to me and attacked me, and I got these upside down crosses on my neck, which turned into a whole collar of just flesh and blood. And I still went and fought this spirit in the house. I was able to remove the spirit from the house, but after coming home, this spirit decided to follow me back to mine. And for a couple of months, I was fighting with this spirit, trying to get rid of it. It wouldn't go straight away. I did get rid of it, guys, don't worry. But it ended me up in hospital, and I nearly died from blood poisoning, where it had completely and utterly just poisoned my blood from the attack.
Wow.
So people said, why did you never leave the paranormal? To be honest, I didn't leave the paranormal because it doesn't fear me, and because I want to understand why these energies act the way that they do. I want to be able to help people to be safe, because these things are real and these things happen to people. Even though I have the willpower to stand up against them and I don't let them affect me, there are people that can't do that, and that is why I do what I do. So, you know, I've had a personal one, and then I've had obviously this really scary paranormal experience as well. But in anything, it just made me a stronger person, and it's made me more determined to prove that there is other stuff out there and things that I've always been connected to anyway. So they were my bad experiences, and I wouldn't say that it was a nice one. I think it's probably the only time I was very close to leaving the paranormal community, but I decided not to because I wanted to know why I was attacked. I was only trying to help. I did get rid of this spirit in the end. With a massive fight with it. I would have to do rituals, and I had to do exorcisms in my home. I had to do a lot of things using lots of different tools and energy, and in the end I did get rid of it, and thank God for that. But do you know that I stayed here, and I'm here because I believe that they were guiding me and guarding me the whole time I was going through this. I should have been dead. I shouldn't be here talking to you now, but I am. And that's how and seeing them, being in communication with them since I'm young, and I've always gave my heart to them, is what's got me always through my darkness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, there's good things too. There's a lot of blessings that comes with with
there's
it.
a lot of blessings out of that.
Spiritual family, for once, you know, having a coven, having coven sisters and brothers, having people like, you know, like Sherry, you know, becoming friends, you know. So yeah, there's really a lot of good things that can happen. Just being out in nature and know that, you know, it's there. The universe is there to listen to you. So there's a lot of good things more than there's bad things, I would say.
Yeah,
at least
and I've definitely had good. Yeah, I've had good things as well. I like my communication, for instance, with the Fae is very, very connected. And because of my energy and my relationship with them, I've been able to actually catch one of my Fae folk that I've been in communication with since I was 5 years old. I've got her on video. Her name's Primrose. And you see her in the graveyard coming up and then goes behind the gravestone. You see her come up to the screen, but it startled her because she was coming to say, "Hello, Willow." And the light shone in her face and scared the hell out of her. And she decided to fly the other way. But I caught her on the camera.
Yeah, we watched that. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, that was neat.
It looked like a Tinkerbell to me. I mean, that's what I would say it looked like because that's what I'm used to seeing. But
A lot of people have said that it does look like a mini Tinkerbell, and she's absolutely amazing. And like I said, I've been in communication with her and her clan since I was 5 years old. She's always been around me, and she's an air fairy, so pixie, I would say. She's a pixie, so she is a bit like Tinkerbell, guys, but she doesn't look like Tinkerbell. But in the picture, you can clearly see the wings, the face, the head, and the way she moves. They're phenomenal creatures to be around. They're absolutely amazing.
I actually thought I seen like a hand or arm.
Yeah, she's got her arms. You can actually see the still photo at the end where she's actually flying up. You can see her arms, her head, her hair, everything, her legs. It's all there.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Wow. Yeah, we've had some experiences with the Fae. It was really cool.
With the Fae? You've had experiences with the Fae?
yes.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Let us
about
know. We're interested in the Fae. I think I've met some before, me and the wife.
Yeah.
You can, well, we always had pagan events out in forests or parks, and they can be anywhere in the nature and stuff.
Yes.
And they'll just come to you when they feel like they're safe with you, actually. We used to have like little mushrooms over the place, like a fairy ring, by a tree or something. And they really like that. So that's a good place to try to find them. So, and you just gotta be true to yourself and true to them. Don't don't like say thank you for showing yourself to me. They don't like
find that offensive.
You.
Never ever tell a fairy thank you,
Right.
because
Really?
that's like putting them below you. They see themselves above you, which they are. So you should never say thank you to them.
Right.
Like Sister was saying, the fairy mushrooms are a massive sign that they're around. If you're seeing the rings, then even up planted places where you've got lots of woody area and it's all burrowed in, anything like that they would be in. With me, it was really weird because my first experience with them was actually them coming to my window and tapping on my window. And I used to be scared of them, just as I did the spirits when I was younger. But it was my grandmother that I didn't know was my grandmother at the time, that was in the spirit form, that told me not to be scared of them, that they were my friends and you're connected to them. So one night I decided to be brave and opened the window, screamed at them. They flew off, and the next day they turned back up again. And they were sat at the window, and I put a cake on the windowsill, and they were pointing at the cake on the windowsill. So I opened the window, and they came in, and I broke the cake, and I gave them the cake, and they gave me half back. And I said, "Oh, I don't have to take the cake. That's for you." They go, "No, you're our friend. You are part of us, and we give you this as an offering and as a thank you." And I've grown up doing that all of my life, and they've opened me to so much in nature. They've opened me as well so much in who I am and my spirituality. And they've informed me that in another life, I was actually part of them in the fairy realm and stuff like that, that I've been more than just a human. And that's why I have fairy sight. I can see fairies. I don't have to wait for a camera to turn up and see them. I can see them in their natural habitat. I can hear them, speak to them, just as I do with trees and things as well. It's very peculiar, but it's something I've always been able to do, and I love it.
Wow.
That's amazing. Yeah. I don't know. Me and the wife now believe that we saw one time, or actually it was a couple. It was a male and a female. So, it was kind of neat, and I actually got to talk with them for a little bit. So, but we had fun with it. We both went.
There are physical people that believe they're fae as well, isn't there, guys? There are actually people that walk around with dressed like fairies and actually believe they've got the fairy energy. There are actually living physical fae in this world as well that walk around and carry their energy. So it's not just them themselves. Like what would be classed as us being human, there are people that are physically fey and are walking in human form.
Do you think that they could come and become in human form just to be seen
Yes.
and then go back to being what they were?
They can
Yeah,
be.
they can disguise themselves. They can make themselves look into human form, and you wouldn't even know that they wasn't Fae or anything like that. Like a lot of people think that the Fae are dead. They're not dead. They're a physical being. They just different to us. They can hide themselves. They can camouflage themselves, and they can most definitely stand and betray to you that they're a human when they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're the goddess's own children. You know,
They are the goddess's children.
You know, they're almost like they stand above us in the hierarchy of spirituality.
Yeah.
When you talk about the goddess, are you talking about nature, or is there really a deity that you're talking about? I mean,
both.
Well, you got to think in a lot of other religions besides Christianity and stuff, there's a sacred feminine. And Christianity has taken this sacred feminine out of Christianity, and some of the other Abrahamic religions have taken that out of their religion. But I'm sure that's what you guys are talking about, right? Is that sacred feminine energy altogether?
A good example of that, which would be a crossover between our spiritual beliefs and Christianity, would be Yahweh, the masculine and the feminine, the creation of the cosmos. You know, a lot of Christians are not taught that, or Sophia. You know, there's definitely a connection to her through the Christ consciousness, which we all participants in, whether we realize it or not.
Right.
So, you know,
I don't believe that God is a male. God is both energies, both feminine and masculine. Okay, and I don't believe that even in the human form, he's an energy. He's an energy of everything. He is in everything, but they can portray and show you in different forms in different ways. Like for me, I worship Mother Earth and Mother Nature, but I also worship gods and goddesses. Not one god and one goddess. I worship many, because I believe that gods and goddesses are linked to different things, and for that reason, the things I believe in, I worship the god and goddess that is represented to that.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I don't think I was raised Christian, hardcore Bible Belt Christian, and you know, I got pushed and finally when I was old enough, I just said, I'm done with it. I seen too much stuff in the church. It was happening and didn't like it. And so I've been looking, you know, for something new ever since. And I've not found it, but I've learned a lot.
Right. It's a good journey anyway.
Yeah, it is.
That's a journey I've been on.
Your life path always is a good journey, because it's the seeking and the finding. That's why I like my faith, because my faith doesn't tell me who I have to be and who I don't have to be. My faith allows me to be open-hearted and to love and to be who I want to be. As long as I do love and I do goodness, I can be however I choose to be. And I find that in our witch faith, we can be like that. Yes, we've got rules, we've got ways that we have to follow, but it's not a religion and that like consumes you to be in one way. It's very open and it's very natural, and that's what I love, and that's who I am. And I'm sure this lovely man and lady here, my sister and brother, agree with that as well. It's a very open.
You could just be like a spiritualist. That's all you call yourself, as a spiritualist, which broadens a lot of paths, a lot of ways, and you know, it's safe to call yourself a spiritualist in anything, because
you don't have to say you're a witch. They're not going to be offended when you say you're not a witch. They'll be okay with you know.
When you're looking for the truth, I think you have to experience everything that's out there.
Yeah,
the truth. Yeah,
that's what we call transcendence.
Yeah,
you know, we believe in that, because you know what you may call heaven, we call Summerland or the Elysian Fields, or you know, whatever pagan spiritual path that you're on. You're seeking that higher path. And forget that, you know. So I could sit down with any Christian and not tell them who I am and have a very spiritual talk about
He can.
Christ. I've done it
Yeah.
many times. And they would look at you and say, Christ be with you. And you know what my reply is? Christ be with you also.
Right.
To me, it's kind of jerked the what I would call their spiritual path
plate
because
away.
my truth and the way I see it.
Yeah.
I have to look through their eyes and the way they connect with Christ,
Yeah.
the way they connect with God. And I have to honor that.
Yeah.
Do as you will, harm none. You know, I live by that.
And we do honor anybody's beliefs and way that they are. Everybody's different. And that's what's really beautiful about our faiths and what we follow as well, that we're very open-hearted to anybody. I'm not the sort of person that I turn around and tell a Christian person, go away, I'm a witch, I don't want you in my room. I'm a very open person. I'm very spiritual. Even though I go by saying I'm a witch, I am very open to all faith and religion. I'm what you would call an eclectic witch. So an eclectic witch is somebody that's open to all aspects of magic and all aspects of religion and faith. I don't have one aspect that I stick to. I believe in many things. So
Right.
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Yeah.
How do you get past that stereotype? I mean, there's a big stereotype about witches, and
Well, I mean, you
And-
had how many,
I mean, even us as paranormal people who believe in, different things, we were devil worshippers, and I can't imagine how you would feel a witch, being a witch and professing to be a witch in today's world. Or has it got any better?
I wouldn't say it's as bad as back then, but we still get our stigma, we still get our problems, but we love what we are, and people's views are people's views, how we look at it. Yes, I'm not saying that it's always been easy being criticized and looked at and being called names, but I'm not ashamed of who I am, and people can think what they want to think. That's up to them. I know that I'm a good person. I know I put love and light out. I know I love God, and I know that, and I say it to them all the time. I say, you sit there, you criticize us about what we do, but don't you stand in a church, open a Bible, light a candle, and speak words, which is a spell. You do the same as us. We just use different tools.
If you're a Catholic, you light your candles of prayer for your ancestors who have passed.
It's a spell.
When you sit there on birthdays, don't you light a candle?
Yeah.
Make
You sit
their
there
wish.
and you go,
Don't
hey,
you put Christmas trees in your house? Christmas trees is that form as well.
Yeah.
You know.
you know,
The reason I asked, we had a comment. I don't know if you guys seen it, but I deleted it and blocked it. It was just somebody going on about crazy
I rebuke
stuff.
you.
I
and
rebuke
all that
you and
stuff.
all this stuff.
I'm still here. I haven't been rebuked.
We get that all the time, though.
And I pray for your soul.
Yeah.
If you really think that, because at the end of the day, when God calls upon all of us, you will be the one that will stand in front of him and have to be judged, because God did not make you to be judgmental to anyone. Only the Creator can judge. God made us all to be individual and different, and if you can't accept that, you will one day find that out.
Yeah, we do get. I mean, we do get a lot of negative comments, a lot, judgmental, and you know what? You just don't feed into it. You just look at them and says, "Okay, well, bless you. Have many blessings. May the gods bless you," and just walk away. Because you are showing that you're a better person than them.
Right.
Yeah. When you make a comment like that and you don't really know what you're talking about and the person that you're commenting to, it's pretty small-minded to me.
Yeah. Oh, it is, and there's a lot of them, but we don't let that get to us because we've got so used to it that we just let it go over our head. Everybody's got their own characteristic. What you've got to remember is, in this world, people are learned in different beliefs, in different religions, in different ways about things that you shouldn't do and what you shouldn't be connected to and what you should be connected to. So a lot of those people have been wrongfully educated about this sort of stuff. So I don't take that offense. I know that God's not going to chuck me out for being a witch. God made me a witch. So
if anything, we live closer to the 10 Commandments than a lot of most Christians do.
Yep.
Because there's one big difference. A Christian goes to church and they pray to God to forgive them every day. A lot of them cry because of their past. My path is narrow, very narrower than most Christians. And I pray every day for forgiveness, but I don't cry no more because I know they're there. They're there to guide me, not to punish me, but to guide me to transcendence.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's important.
Yep.
Forgiveness. Even if that person may have been rude, forgive them. And I forgive them.
Forgiveness is a powerful thing and something that people need to learn to have. If you don't have forgiveness in your heart, then you're going to have a sour heart, aren't you?
Mhm.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Jason, I know you got another question.
Well, I was just, no, we, are there bad people out there that practice this? I mean,
Does it have a darker side?
yeah. Is there a darker
Yeah.
thing?
Well, there is a darker side that people would say it'd be like, we just did a podcast it was this past Tuesday, the darker side of the paths, like Satanist and Luciferian and left-hand path, which is not bad, okay? Because if you saw the podcast, the two lovely ladies that I had, who also friends too, they know the stuff, but they're nice, One dresses up like, gothic, because that's the way she wants to be. The other dressed just like anybody else. You would not know it, she's a Satanist. But people doesn't understand their sides, and they think automatic that it's bad, and it's not. It's not bad. But there is witches that doesn't follow what
Rules.
the laws and everything, and it can make us to have a bad name.
Yeah.
Definitely. And
Stereotypic witches, ones that are make believe and believe that there's something they're not, and they do completely bad things that make us look like we're the same when we're not.
Right.
plus you have Hollywood that shows these movies, that kind of puts us in the limelight on the bad side.
Right.
So,
Yeah, the movies. It's always wicked witches and bad witches, and that's not what we are.
Not
at all.
Yeah. One today I was watching, it's on Netflix, called The Mayfair Witches.
oh yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
That's pretty wild. She's causing people to have aneurysms and everything. But she didn't mean to, but
I think
it was
we
just,
watched part of that.
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But that
Anne Rice. You can't go wrong with Anne Rice.
yeah.
Don't get us wrong. Like me, Chrissy, and Sherry, we are the light of the goddess. We are the truth, the way the path should be followed. But there are people who have learned and taken their path to a darker way. And I'm not saying that they're wrong, but in my eyes, they are. But we should be lighted. We should be blessing and not cursing.
Right. I think it depends on who is calling it dark.
Yeah.
I mean, the people that called it dark back in the 1700s, look what happened. I mean, that was crazy. It wasn't
The
nothing
truth
dark
is,
about
if
it.
the craft itself's not evil, it's not the craft that's evil. A lot of people say that the craft itself's evil. It's the intentions of the person that does the magic that makes it good or bad.
Right.
That's what people need to realize. There's no faith that is evil or bad in the craft. Even the Satanism one, there's some really lovely people in that craft, and yes, they go a bit more out of their way to do things, but they've got love and they've got light in them. They don't sacrifice things like people make them out to do, or things like that. They're very decent people. In the end of the day, the craft itself's not evil. It's the practitioner that makes it good or bad.
Yeah.
It's your intentions. All of it is manifestation and intentions. That's what a lot of our magic is about: intentions and belief and manifesting that energy to do what we want to do.
Well, when I said I started walking a path about 3 years ago, and that's what it, a lot of it was learning how to use intentions, how to manifest what it is that I want in this life, and understanding that not every thought that goes through your head in a day helps on one path or another, wherever you're going, and that you do have to be mindful of what you're thinking, because those thoughts have power,
Yes,
and
your words.
they can actually help you go backwards while you're trying to manifest things too, because you can be in the process of really trying to get something manifested in your life, and one bad day could set you back,
Yeah.
because of those thoughts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's all about balance too.
Yeah.
I mean, it can go either way on what you manifest, and also it's about justice too, because you can do like a justice spell, which somebody might think, oh, it's a curse or something, but it's not. It's actually asking the gods to
Shine a light.
shine the light on someone who's doing something bad. If they're doing something really, really bad and they get arrested for it, that's because the magic is working, because they needed
Yeah.
to be arrested for that, you know? Um, so that would be like the balance part of it. Some people might think of it as a black witchcraft, which is not.
Yes.
It's a balance.
All of everything in us has power, words, thoughts, feelings, all of that, and that's what we're very aware of in our craft. And another thing that I was going to say about it as well is sometimes, like, when we're doing magic, we might be having a really bad day, but if you've got the capability, like sister said there, to have a balance, if you're having a bad day and you're needing to do something, you can swap that so that bad energy turns into something good, and they can make some of the most powerfulest spells ever. It's all about putting the positive in front of what's going on that's negative.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's
Now-
called chaos magic.
Chaos. Now,
That's good.
have you ever come up to, because I think this has happened in my life several times, and I've learned to not just announce great things that are coming for me, because I think that sometimes when you do, other people will put intentions to slow or stop that from it actually even happening. And there were things that we were on the cusp of doing some really good stuff, and I get excited. Ask Jason. I get excited,
Yeah.
and I start, oh look, and all of a sudden it's gone. It's not even there no more.
Yeah. I never, if something is happening like a blessing to us, and if we know it, we don't really go on Facebook and announce it or anything. We keep quiet about it. We keep it to ourselves because it's going to be a blessing for us. And, words has power, the key to everything. And we don't want someone that says, oh, don't want that blessing to happen to them or anything. To get more than one person saying it, hey, you have an attention right there from somebody else.
Yeah.
So don't jinx it,
And you don't have to be magic to make that happen.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Right.
if you have a blessing that comes to you, always pay it forward. That's what we always do. If you get, let's say, a settlement for an accident or something, take some of that money and pay it forward 3 times to somebody. You can, like, for instance, when he got a settlement for his arm, what we did was we took one of the neighbors' kid to Disney with our kids, and we gave our old car away to someone who needed it, and we also bought clothes for a friend's daughter because he was low on money. So that's paying forward. And
Right.
that's good. That's really good. Always remember to pay it forward some way or another. It
Yeah.
does not be real expensive or nothing. It could be cheap, but just pay it forward. Even
You
kind
never
words,
take to not give.
right?
Yeah.
Definitely not. And I've done the same similar sort of thing. Like if I've come into money or anything like that, I'll go round to other people and give some of that money away to them because it's helping them, people that I know that are in need and things. That's what we're about. We're not about just taking, we're about giving back as well. That is what we're supposed to do. And I think that's why we do so well in what we do because we show our loyalty, and that way, you know, they don't give us blessings just for us to hold to ourselves and watch others suffer and not have things. We do good things back. We show our appreciation and our love to them that way,
Yeah,
and it's in our heart.
Mm-hmm.
I firmly believe in that.
Yeah. You know, that's why I can't understand why people, you know, judge people without even knowing them.
Do you
It's-
know why? Do you
it's
know
easy.
why people do that?
Why?
Because we bring out the truth of who God is, who Christ is. You know,
Yeah,
we're more than
that's
just
that magic.
we're more than
Mhm.
just, you know, people sitting in the corner going hoodoo, Alakazam. You know, we're
I
more.
think I think Hollywood's, you know, a big part of that.
Well, I
Sensation.
think we need to be in Hollywood. I think we need to do a new movie, to be honest, to show you what real witches do.
Right.
Actually, if you look at it, you know,
Yeah.
throughout the ages, we've had this stigma
Mhm.
of being dark, but we're not. Why is it that way? Well, the people that are to be or who was in power, they don't want people to know
Mhm.
about us. They don't want people to know that the darkness barrier is not really there.
Yep.
It's like this world here that we're living in. It's a grand illusion. We're destined to be lied to by the church. You know, Christ tried to tell the truth. What happened? He got crucified. They killed him.
Yeah.
Christ didn't tell us to go out in his name or his Father's name to kill. We humans did that.
Right.
If you look at early on, you know,
I think there's many secrets that we're not told from the church that they know
Yeah.
about. And
Oh, yeah,
it's-
definitely.
and I'm not trying to belittle anybody's beliefs, but that's
Yeah.
where it, you know,
Yeah.
we're all lied to, and we get sucked into this.
Mhm.
yeah, we're not trying to do that here. We're just trying to get your message out to show people that
Yeah.
you guys, I mean,
It's like the comment in here. It's
yeah.
a lot to do with the spirit of the person. I understand that people fear because they don't understand, but that doesn't mean they have to talk nasty words and say nasty things. If you stopped and actually spoke to us for 5 minutes, you would actually realize we're really nice people and we'll help you. A lot of people are very judgmental before they know. That's why I always say, don't judge a book by its cover,
Yeah.
you know, and by what you've learned.
Right.
You can still have a nice way of thinking about someone, even if you fear them. If you take that time to understand them and to talk to them, you'll realize they're really not the person you thought they were, and
Right.
that we're nothing like what you think we are at all.
Yeah, I think you know, when it comes to all that kind of stuff, depending on where you are in the world and who you are in the world, you know, you have these preconceived notions just from your upbringing
Yeah.
on
Yes.
all these kinds of things, you know, and like you said, if you take a minute just to talk, you know,
Yeah.
The great thing about this show is Jason and I have got to talk to, man, hundreds of different people. And, you know, over the years, and, you know, from psychics to demon slayers to you name it.
Yeah,
Right.
demon hunters.
Yeah, I mean, all kinds of things, right? Just all these from one end of a spectrum to the other.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've talked to anybody that we thought was evil
No,
or bad
no,
or
nobody.
terrible.
I agree, Barbara. I do. This lady in your chat's quite down to earth. This Barbara lady, she's really
Yes.
Barbara, yeah,
Yes.
she's one of our good members. That
cool. That is very true. They don't see the beauty in others, and it's not just witches; it's everybody in this world. There's so many people that look against people for different faiths and religions and stuff. Not everybody's the same. So don't stereotypic us everybody to being the same. Give people a chance. Not all of us are evil or bad or anything like that. You don't know what goes behind closed doors either. You don't know what people are going through. That's why I do try to understand when people go like that sometimes. That's why I won't be rude or nasty back to them. I'm like, okay, that's your opinion, but if you actually spoke to me, you'd actually see that I'm a really nice person. I'd probably be the first person to jump on the bus and get over to you to help you out. But if that's what you think of me,
Right. Yeah. That's, I don't know. It's a crazy world we live in.
Yeah.
It is. You ready for break time?
Yeah,
Jason?
we got a break coming up, so going to put you back behind the scenes and do our break. And when we come back, we got
a lot of questions.
Well,
putting us in the dungeon.
We promise not to shackle you for long. No. If there's no pyres going outside, I promise that.
Yeah, we got to do our little commercial, and David's going to do his little spiel that we do, and then we'll be back. It probably lasts about 6 minutes, so you can go if you want to do.
I'm having fun. I'm enjoying myself.
Awesome, thank you.
It is a good show,
yes.
And you're getting a lot of good information out to people that may not, believe like we do or you do, and
right,
and it helps the world grow, I think.
Yeah,
yes.
I just think it's
shedding a light on things that other people are afraid to go ask
to spread
questions.
the light.
Yeah,
Spread
absolutely.
the light and to show that we're not all bad people that are in the witchcraft faith. We're not.
Yeah, definitely not.
No.
So we'll be right back.
All right, man, we're having a great show.
We are.
Anybody have any questions when we come back? Feel free to ask them in the chat room. And, this makes me wish that we would have, opened up the phone lines.
Yeah, it would have been good. We should have.
Tonight would have been the night to open up the phone
I just been so busy this week. I barely got the thing up. But
right.
I've been sick. I've been busy, been working, been doing this and that. And
I understand, because I was going to do a show on Thursday, but with 2 hours of sleep, I was like, I'm not even able to do it. There's just no way. So
you want to do your spiel before the break, or?
Yes,
all
absolutely.
Right, go ahead.
So remember, you can find us at paranormal411.org, Paranormal 411 on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Also now on Rumble. You can tune in live every Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also on Saturday nights from 10 to 11, if you're in the metro Atlanta area, you catch us on WDJY FM. That's 99.1 FM. For listeners outside of Atlanta, well, you can still listen to us at WDJYFM.com. Or you go to paranormal411.org and click on the link on our website. Remember, we're on Subspace Radio on all major podcast platforms. Hey, we've got a book. East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore. This is a nice little book, little hardcover book. Right? East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore Edition 2. It is available on Amazon or at paranormal411.org. Join us.
Join us. So we're going to be back with Chrissy, and Willow, or Sherry, after this break. If I can find it.
You can find it.
Here we go.
In the heart of Madisonville, Tennessee, lies a pizzeria like no other. Step through the door of Legends and Lore Pizzeria and be transported to a realm where paranormal and cryptid encounters, along with mouth-watering pizza, go hand in hand. Meet Eddie and his crew, who serve up slices of the supernatural along with the best pies in town. With the walls adorned with eerie artifacts, indulge in piping hot slices that melt in your mouth and tease your taste buds. And it's not just the locals who love the incredible pizza. Legends and Lore has been selected as the best pizza joint in all of Monroe County. As lovers of everything pizza and the paranormal, the owners have mastered the art of crafting unforgettable combinations that will leave you wanting more. To stay connected with this mystical eatery, follow Legends and Lore Pizzeria on Facebook, where tales of their latest creations and upcoming specials will be shared. Make sure to browse their custom menu, featuring legendary pizzas like the Chupacabra Ranch and the Exorcist. So, whether you have an appetite for the supernatural or simply seek the best pizza in town, Legends and Lore is the place to be. Come for the unforgettable flavors, stay for the captivating stories, and find yourself in a world where legends and pizza collide.
What if the world we know is merely a fraction of reality? What if there are forces, entities, and phenomena that exist just beyond our comprehension in the shadows of the unknown? Welcome to Paranormal 411, your gateway to the unexplained and the downright chilling.
Get ready to rock with the electrifying sound of Catalyst, a band that's sure to leave you wanting more. With their powerful lyrics and killer riffs, Catalyst is a great sound in the world of rock music. You can listen and find Catalyst on Bandcamp, or go to the link at paranormal411.org and click on their banner.
All right. We're back.
We are back, and if you're just joining us, we're here with Chrissy, Chris, and Willow, Cherry. They're talking to us about spiritual and ritual practices.
Yep.
And it's really a good show. If you missed the first half, you can listen to it when we post it up, and it'll be on the radio next weekend in Atlanta if you want to join us there.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what that gets in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah.
So, I got a question. What kind of like spells and rituals do you do the most? I mean, I know you help people, but what do they come to you most for help with?
Healing. There's a lot of healing that we do. Healing, sometimes it could be just for prosperity, like maybe getting a job, paying some bills or something. I think about 90% of it is just healing, though, for us.
So have you ever got, when you've done these, have you ever got, is it always positive or?
Oh yeah, we always get everything positive. We concentrate on what they need to be healed. How we do it is we may do different than others, because let's say your name is John Doe, okay, and you need a healing because you broke your arm or something, okay. So if you're just going to put down my name is John Doe. I broke my arm. Okay. How many John Does are out there? If you really think about it, that's a
Right.
lot.
Yeah.
So if you say, I'm John Doe, age 32, I live in Columbus, Ohio, I broke my arm, you know, you can direct exact location, age, and the name of the person and what's going on with that person directly. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
so when some people says like on my Facebook or something, pray for me, you know, it's like pray for what? What's going on? You know, because I feel that if I'm going to pray for like a Jane Doe, it might go to another Jane Doe.
Hmm.
Right.
So I want it directly to that person exactly.
You want to focus the energy
Right.
to that person. Yeah.
Yep, that intention.
Yep,
Mm.
exactly.
Hmm.
That does
Yeah,
happen. You know,
it's
people
similar
don't-
for me as well. I do a lot of healing as well, and I'll do similar to what these guys do. I do ask for the name, for the age. I'll normally ask for a date of birth. Sometimes I ask them if they can send me a direct picture as well, so that I can have a vision of the person's face, and I manifest that vision with the date of birth, the name, and the injury or the situation they're wanting help with. Some other ones that I find that I get a lot about is guidance spells and stuff. People needing guidance, people needing help in understanding where they're going if they're a bit lost. So them sort of spells are more my sort of criteria. It's the healing, it's guidance, luck, helping family members if they've got family members and stuff that are not well and things like that. So to be honest, it varies, but I wouldn't say there's like hundreds of thousands of different spells that we do. There are normally particular ones that they mainly come to us for. I do get asked to do a lot of prayer streams and stuff because I'm very known for that. I will set up a panel and get people to put the problem that they've got privately to me, and then or they'll say it in the chat if they're happy to, and I'll do prayers and things out for them and help and pray for them that way. And because they're physically in the room and because I physically know a lot of the people in my group, I'm able to manifest that. But people on the outside, I find not 9 times out of 10 they actually physically come to me. So it's so much easier because they're right in front of me. So I can do that, and they've normally got the stuff that I'm needing to do it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they've done a lot of studies on that, you know, putting intentions towards something. One time, it was funny, is this was quite a few years back, but I was a truck driver and I used to listen to Coast to Coast all the time. It was just my show because I was a night shift truck
Sure.
driver. I did trucking across this country at nighttime, and so one time there was this bad storm that was going to be hitting like Florida, I think, or something. It was, I mean, I'm sure it was Florida. It was like a Category 5 hurricane. So what George Norrie did, and it was pretty amazing. But for days before, he had everybody do an intention of it dissipating, of this storm getting smaller and weaker and smaller and weaker. And by the time it actually made landfall, it was barely a Category 1 when it was already at a Category 5 at the time, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It usually doesn't happen that way. It usually intensifies. It doesn't get smaller. So
that is possible.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is possible.
It
It
is.
is very
and
possible.
it shows the power of intention. It really does. You know,
Bradley wants to know if you can give him the next week's lottery numbers.
That's not something we do, Bradley. Come on.
So, but we do, but
Yeah, ask
people
questions.
do ask. People do ask that all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
We're
No, can't help with that. I'm sorry.
You know, when me or the wife are seeking any guidance and stuff, we actually will pull Tara. That's what we'll do. Yeah,
I know
Tarot
Sherry does tarot. Do you guys do?
Yeah. We do tarot. We do a lot of divinations too. You know, we even do the Ouija board too. For different things. You know, for ancestry work or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think most witches do, but you don't have to. A lot of witches think, well, I don't do anything, so I'm not a witch. No, that's not it. No, you are. It's, you don't have to do the spells. You don't have to do reading books or anything. You don't have, to do any kind of divination, It's what you want to be. That's the beauty of the craft. You can make it to what you want it to be for yourself. And there's plenty of gods out there. Just choose a deity and just worship them. And if you don't know who to worship, just saying Lord and Lady or God and Goddess.
Or universe.
Oh, universe. It's that, yeah, definitely. Because everything you put out in the universe listens. So be careful what you ask the universe and what you put.
Or if you're not sure absolutely what to do in your life and you're questioning who your God is or goddess or even Jesus, pray to the divine light, the Holy Spirit. There's nothing wrong with that. Eye upon the right path. Pray to the divine light. Nothing wrong with that. Have reassurance that you are not alone.
Yeah. You just got to find what you're comfortable with and what you really believe in.
Right.
I think you don't have to have a wand, a magic wand, and Wingardium Levioso. I wanted to say that. I'm a Harry Potter fan.
Oh my goodness.
So, but yeah, you guys are doing great and great things.
I hope we are.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah. We do our best. We try to help. Well, we can't say that we can help with everything that we do, but we do our best, and we put our energy out there the best that we can. Not everything that we are put forward for is something that we are capable of doing, because it's maybe out of that criteria. It's something they need to focus on and do for themselves, but we'll still try and give people like guidance on what they should be doing. And it's like with the card readings is a really, really amazing way, in my opinion. A card, when you pull a card, it can't be wrong. It gives you intentions. It gives you that opening. And it's really good to meditate on your cards. Your cards are there to give you messages. Your cards are there as your path and your guidance. So it's very important when doing that. And I enjoy doing card readings. I obviously communicate with spirit as well. So sometimes it doesn't even have to be card readings. I channel. I have spirit that come through me. So I channel. So I can physically speak stuff that wants to be done as well. There's so many ways in what we do.
I really didn't think much. I was skeptical about cards until we go to these paranormal events and people are there doing tarot cards. And the one, every time I've done it, they've been spot on. Every time. I don't know. It's just, I do believe in that now.
Well, it's the consciousness, isn't it? When we're standing there as the practitioner doing your work, your consciousness is very much around us, and the energy around you is aware of what you're wanting. So when we pull those cards, it gives you the messages you need to see and receive. And that's what we give to you.
Yeah, I know last time we went somewhere to have our cards read. I was standing, my wife was actually the one having her cards read, not me. And
I remember this.
And so she was having her cards read, but I was standing next to her, and every card was for me. It wasn't for her. It was for me. And I promised her that next time I'd walk away and I wouldn't be so close, because for some reason, though, they picked up for me, every one of them. And it was crazy, though.
But you don't need to be close to that person to get that reading, even if you was sitting in another room or in another country. The thing is I've done readings for people where they've come forward and there's been messages from their family that live half across the the world from them. The cards are there, yes, to give you indication, but also to give a guidance and opening to maybe other people that are close to you as well. It's just one of those things. It's a connected energy, so they're gonna work with that.
It was interesting. I was I was not ready for my own reading. I
Maybe
usually
they wanted to wake you to it.
What kind of things do you like, rituals or I guess spells do you use for like relationship type stuff?
Talking about like love potion number 9.
Not really love potions, but like maybe, yeah, I guess. Like,
Well,
I do self love. I do self love prayers and spells and things like that. Self love can be yourself, and self love can be of somebody else or somebody that's close to you as well. So I do a lot of self love spells. I find that when I do the spells as well, I don't want to indicate the fact of love on them. I give them the energy and the opening to be able to shine so they can find the love for themselves. I don't want to be the fate of your love. I don't want it to be false because I've put it there. So I'll just say I can give you a spell that can open your heart so that you find love yourself, but I'm not going to physically make somebody fall in love with you. That's not something that I do.
More or less like an attraction. It's more like
an attraction sort
someone
of
being attracted to you, or you find somebody that you're attracted to or something, but you don't actually do love spells. We don't do that. That's taboo and everything. That's why it's attraction spell.
When you do love spells, you don't want to, what would you say, override what your fate's supposed to be.
Right.
That's wrong.
It goes wrong.
You do a spell against, like this girl wants this guy, and we do a spell on that guy to be attracted to that woman. That's a false love. That's not true love. And you want that the truth, the love. You want it to be natural.
You want the free will. You always should have the free will for everything. You should not change a person's free will. So we never change a person's free will. It's always self-love, attraction, just to us.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I don't physically go doing spells that's going to make people fall in love with them or anything like that. I've had people ask me and I'm like, no, there's no way. Because not only that, when we perform those sorts of spells, if they go wrong, they can come back on us and go back on that person. And that's not what I'm here to do at all.
Just like we do a reading too. Just a little story, since we was talking about tarot cards, I did a lot of readings, and I did this one reading to one of my coworkers one time, and she thought more or less it was like a game, more or less, because people they don't really believe, they just think it's a game. So when I told her that there was a young man that would needed to come and talk to her, and the vision was so clear, I even got the first initial of R and everything, and the truck and everything. And she just, kind of just put it off and everything. Well, probably about a few weeks later, her brother-in-law passed away. And they was having a party, and her brother-in-law came to talk to her husband, and they both dismiss it. Oh, we're having fun, drinking, carrying on and everything. And he more or less committed suicide because if he had somebody to talk to, he might have still been there. But she blamed me for it. She downright just called me every name in the book and just blamed me for it because I didn't give her the name of the person or anything. And sometimes you don't. You just you get visions. And I told her, I said he was a young man that was close to you, that he's going to come and talk to you, and you have to listen to him. That's what I said to her, and she didn't. So that comes back at you as, oh my God, because it gives you kind of like a feeling of, okay, I did it right. I know that. I had confidence in myself and stuff. But then it's like, I hate people to blame me for anything. Especially for a death or anything.
Because they didn't listen.
They get scared. They get scared. It's not a joke. I mean, if somebody is reading your cards or doing anything for you, they take it seriously.
Yes.
It's not a game. It's serious business. You have to listen.
Yeah. We have somebody in the chat room. I don't know if anybody's prepared, but they're asking if you could do a reading for her. Is that possible?
Cards handy.
I don't have my cards handy. No, I don't. Share free.
Sherry, do you got your cards
okay.
handy?
My cards are just in the other room. I could get them.
So,
Hang on,
It's up to you. It's up to you totally. I mean, she just asked. I just wanted to see if you guys would.
I would, but I don't have my cards with me. I'm not into my spiritual room. It's about 2 or 3 doors down. So, but Sherry is a good reader too. So.
Lord.
That also happens for visions too. I had a vision of one of his best friends passing. I saw everything. It's just like I was watching TV. Saw him in the tavern drinking, in the morning taking off, driving with some friends, and crash.
Wow.
Yeah, the color of the truck and everything, the bar that was at. Yeah, and I could have called maybe the tavern and said, "Hey, something's happening. You can't do this." But he wouldn't listen to me anyway. And the night before, he told us we was going to go to hell. So,
Oh.
he just wouldn't listen.
Very welcome.
All right. So it's Lori Gibbs. She's in the chat room. And it's all you, Willow.
Right. So, Laurie, what I would like you to do while I shuffle these cards, my guides and energies will communicate with me. What I would like you to do is to just focus on what you're thinking about and allow your guides and my guides to connect to each other so that we can bring a clear message to you. Now, I do read the card. I'll say what I get and see from the card, and I'll read it off. And I do like to go through my book and just tell you in a more detailed saying as well. But I will also say anything I pick up as well, because I do physically communicate with them as well. So just hold on in there. So just focus your energy. I call out to you, my ancestors and my guides, and I ask that you come forward and give me clear message and clear readings for Laurie Gibbs. What do you have and what do you want to show her today? Thank you. Laurie, I'm sensing that there's some sort of problem that you're having. I'm seeing an argument. I don't know what this argument is about. That I'm feeling it's family related. I'm finding that you're feeling a little bit lost. You're not quite sure on the avenue or the way to go. I'm being told to tell you that you need to sit, think, and look over what you're going through with this person or these people and speak to them with a kind and open heart and with understanding. I do feel that something has been going on that's causing you to have judgment. I do feel that maybe you feel like you've been looked against, that you're not quite getting what you're wanting out there. I'm feeling that you're feeling lost and you're lost for words and you're feeling that it doesn't matter what you're saying to this person. Oh, woo. Okay. It's another one. they're definitely coming out. I'm feeling that like whoever you're trying to communicate and you're trying to get forward to is not understanding what you're saying. There's blame being put on you when it's not your fault. You're just trying to guide this person and help this person. You're very worried. I feel that this person's in a situation that you're concerned about. I'm not feeling it's a very nice situation. So I don't want to go into too much detail on here because it's personal. I do feel it's very personal, but I will give you any guidance or anything that they're wanting to help with. Okay. Thank you. Aura. So we've got the 8 of Fire. Events moving at a fast pace. D-days are over. Many things happening at once. As I'm saying, I'm feeling there is something in your life that's going on that is consuming you. It is related with family members. I do feel that the energy of this other person is maybe younger than you and connected to you. I feel a very close family. Let me have a look at me. Okay, your daughter. Yeah, I'm feeling a concern that like there is a big concern around from the spirits that there's something that's going on in this relationship, and I'm not feeling that all of it's very nice. I'm feeling there's, I don't know why I'm getting this, but I'm seeing controlling. I'm feeling controlling, like this person is trying to control your daughter, and could you put up the bit up for to do with the daughter?
Let's see.
Yes, I'm seeing controlling, as I'm saying to you. I'm seeing controlling. I'm feeling that this is going to go into another level, and you really do need to sit down and talk to her. I'm very concerned about her well-being. I'm being showed this indication to get her out that situation. Does she have children? You're trying to get her to get her control back. Okay, right. So just bear with me, because the next one is the Page of Water. Intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase. Heightened physical abilities. I do feel that like your daughter has got some form of like ability and opening to herself. I do feel she's very in communication with her emotions, and I do feel that at the minute her emotions are very much controlling her and making her not completely see what's actually happening to her. So you do need to sit down and talk to her. This friendly and sensitive person could be you as well, talking to her as a mother and daughter and helping her to understand and to be explained that things need to go forward. Even though this card can be quite a positive card, they are indicating and showing me this themselves. Okay, that you do need to sit down with her. You do need to talk to her, and you need to make her understand that this situation is not a good situation to be in. Renewal is the third card. Renewal to me is and what I'm seeing is she needs to renew herself. She needs to see her worth and her understanding. This is what they're telling me. She needs to see her worth and her understanding. She needs to realize that the situation she's in is not good and it's not going to get better. I'm not seeing a light in this. I'm seeing a deep concern for your daughter. I don't know if she's got children and stuff as well, and that she's bipolar and trying to have children. Okay, I think that this is going to be a bit of a concern because of the way that he is at the moment. I don't think that children and things being brought into this at the minute is a good thing. I think something needs to be sorted out. You need to sit down and talk to her, maybe take her away from the situation, make her see that this is not how she should be treated. And he needs to also be understanding on his actions and how he's treating her, because he is very controlling. I just get this sense that anything that she does, anywhere she tries to go, anything she is doing, he's thinking she's up to things or he's accusing her of things. I'm seeing a lot of this, and I'm seeing a sense that she's being weighed down and she's being made to feel that she's not anything special. She's not feeling like that she's doing anything right for him. She's very much questioning herself. I'm feeling a deep depression in her as well. I'm feeling a very deep depression in her, and it's not nice because my heart is racing. I can feel that physically.
It's hard.
Also, I said that she was pissed. Yes, he does not want her to be with me because I tell the truth. Yeah, he's trying to control her, like I'm saying. He's telling her that she's making mistakes. He's telling her that she's not doing this, she's not doing that. He's accusing her of things. I'm seeing a lot of this stuff. She's very, very depressed. She doesn't know which way to turn. She needs you to speak to her, and he needs to understand that he can't be treating her like this. I'm seeing, I don't know what I'm seeing, but I'm seeing like a guy grabbing her as well. Has he been physical with her or anything like that? Like, I'm seeing that he's not like hit her, but I'm seeing he's grabbed her as well. So let me just go into a little bit more detail with this. Yes, definitely a narcissist. I can definitely say. To be honest, I don't think I need to read the book, to be honest, because they're throwing stuff at me. The eight, like I'm saying, in the 8 of Fire, events moving fast. Obviously, this is moving really fast. She's wanting to have a baby, but this relationship's not good. She's racing. She's trying to do everything to make him happy, but he is not happy, and he is not treating her very well at all. He doesn't. I'm getting the sense that he doesn't like you being around her, because obviously you see the truth and things like that, and for that reason, he's putting things into her head. He's trying to make her believe that you're trying to control her, not him. You're trying to control her, and you're trying to remove her from that situation, which you're not. You're concerned for your daughter's life. So she's trying to please everybody, but she needs to slow down, because she's going to make herself very unwell. This depression, she does need to seek help. She maybe does need to talk to you. The intuitive and sensitive and artistic and friendly thing, like I'm feeling here, even though this is a positive card, this could also be, you know, the sensitivity within her, the pain within her, what she's going through. It's making her very sensitive. She's intuitive because she knows it's wrong, but she doesn't know how to come out of it, because she's in two ways. She loves you and she loves him, and she doesn't know what to do about that. And she's scared for that reason. I'm feeling that depression, that upset, that fear. She's needing that friendly guidance, but she needs you to be a little bit more firm and go, look, you can't put up with this. You need to sit down with her and with him and say that you're not going to let him treat her like this, that things need to change. It's not a safe time to be bringing a child into this situation. I'm going to tell you straight. I do not beat around the bush. I will tell you. Renewal. They're telling me that she does need to understand and see her worth, and that how she is being treated is not how she should be treated, and that they can give her that renewal, they can give her that uplifting, they can give her that help, but she's got to seek and see that she needs that help. At the minute, she's in denial. He's putting things into her head, telling her that your mum's trying to get in the way, your mum's trying to do this, your mum's trying to control you, not me, not this. Very narcissist way is what I'm seeing. I have definitely seen that he's grabbed her. I am definitely seeing that. He's definitely grabbed her. He's definitely scared her, and she's not knowing which way to go. And it says, review and evaluate a favourite assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. She definitely needs to move in a new direction. Whether this is him getting help and him sorting his problems out, or her realizing what's going on and asking him to get help, something needs to be done, because she can't keep staying in this relationship the way that it is. It's not safe, and it will escalate. The spirits are screaming at me that it will escalate if she allows this to carry on. So yes, he does. He says he and his family are good for her, and they're not. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of conflict. But at first, if you remember when I was seeing several people. So you've got the main character, and obviously the family around him then is obviously influencing him to be this way as well. So there is a lot of control in this. I do agree that you need to go to and speak to her. You need to make her realize her worth, and you need to tell her that she can't be putting up with this, and that it's either walk away or they sort the problem out. I can't tell you physically to tell her to go. All I'm saying is tell her that the situation is not good and she can't keep living this way. There is definitely some help and something that needs to be brought through. They're also saying to me to say to you that no matter how much he makes you feel bad because you're trying to help your daughter, you're not to give up on that. You're to keep going at that, because this is really important at this key moment. She does not see, but you need to keep going on at her. You need to be seen. Even if you show this video to her, this is what they're saying. And it's not going to get better if something is not resolved. And just be her mum. You do need to be her mum, as you are. I know that you're not going to give up. You need to keep going through that. That's all you can do, okay? I hope that this has helped you, but to the daughter, you can't live in this situation, and you can't allow this to be in your relationship. If you do watch this back, it's not a good situation to be in, and you don't deserve to be treated the way you are. And if you're upset and you don't know which way to turn, please talk to your mum, because this is what they're indicating to me. They're very concerned about you, and so is your mum. And I hope that helped you, Laurie, sweetheart.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That is wild. See, that's what I like, helping people.
That's what I do all the time. And I'm straightforward, as you can see. But there's a lot more I was seeing, but it's not stuff that I can say on here because it's private. But those things needed to be said. Thank you, Willie. It helps so much, and just what I thought. You're very welcome.
That's amazing.
On point. Thank you.
So when you get those on point things, and how does that make you feel?
To be honest, I'm not boasting, but when I do card readings and stuff, I don't ever normally get anything wrong when I'm reading people. I'm quite open to it because I don't just get from the cards, I get from the spirit energies as well. When you've got to remember, spirits are around everybody and see everything. So when I'm getting these messages, I'm not doubting them at all. And 9 times out of 10, when people come in, they're like, oh my God, how did you know that? Well, because I communicate and I connect.
Yeah,
and I can look at you physically, just looking at a name or anything, and I can get things as well. It's just focusing that energy of that naming. It brings it all out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I seen her comment there when you started. She said, OMG.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Really is.
Wow.
What do you guys think, Chrissy?
I think that Lori needs to tell her daughter how much she loves her. Be that comfort, be that blanket. Don't smother, but just give lots of love, and let her daughter know how much she cares about her.
She does need you.
Yeah. Very much.
Yeah, we really appreciate you doing that. I mean, that was amazing.
That was awesome. Yeah.
I wouldn't have, but I just felt a need to do it. I felt that she needed this, and there's a good reason to why. So
it was supposed to be.
Yeah. It was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be on this show tonight, and I was supposed to do a reading for you.
Right. That's awesome.
What do you got?
I don't know. I'm flabbergasted.
I am too.
I apologize, guys. I kind of swayed you off the point.
No, I like it. No,
it was good. I mean, right on, and you helped. I think you helped the lady.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what I'm here to do.
And that's the point we're trying to get across for you guys to show people that it's not about the stereotype, not at all.
Yeah,
just squash it.
Yep.
Just know your worth, Laurie. Even if you're treated wrong as well, you're a big wife as well, sweetheart, and you are the power and the strength. Nobody can bring your power and your light down, and remember that. And nobody can do that to your daughter. You're there. Your love, your opening is so important to her, and we'll get her through this.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
You are being watched.
I love connections like this. So
Yeah.
I got cold chills myself.
So have I. My skin my back keeps shivering. It's like, woo! I do get that after I've done a card reading as well. It's mad. I get excited every time I do a card reading. I even still slap myself thinking, oh my God, did I do that? Like, even though I know I can do it, it's just...
It's a thrill.
Yeah. She asked if you have a website, Willow.
I don't have a website, but you can get me on PWI Spiritual Investigators on YouTube, or you can add me on Sherry M. Brett on my Facebook, and you can get me that way.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
wow.
I'll have to put that on there.
Yeah.
Wow.
He is not physical, he is mentally, emotional, abusing. Yes, well, that's why I'm seeing some form of abuse, but I was seeing like a grabbing, but the grabbing could indicate the fact that he is being emotional, abusive. He's still captivating her, he's still trying to hold her. But so this is what I'm saying. Sherry M. Brett, Brett.
Wow.
I think she was wanting the information again, right? Oh, tell me again. I think she was wanting the information for how she could reach you again.
Yeah.
Brett. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So,
Wow.
Chris,
Sorry, I need to come down a minute because I'm getting up.
that was
I'm
why.
just going to mute a minute because I'm just trying to calm my...
It's like we went from a really high to all of a sudden we're all grounded going, wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
What
wow.
energy here.
Wow.
I'm gonna show this picture of you, Chris, and can you when I
Set
bring
it up, set it up for us before we
set it up before I show it.
Yeah.
And are you there?
Yeah, I'm back. Yep.
Chris,
can you hear me?
Chris.
I don't think they can.
I think they've oh they're back. Are you there, brother and sister?
Yeah.
Yep,
Go.
yep.
Yeah. We're just waiting for you to show the picture.
Oh, I was going to get Chris to set it up for me before I showed it and tell the story of how it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a level 1 Cabot witch. Okay, Lori Cabot out on the East Coast in Salem, Mass. She had some priestesses come out and teach the community here in Iowa our first level, and I practiced this center and grounding, which they call the crystal countdown. I practiced it day in, day out. And what it does, it centers and grounds you. It helps you connect with the divine. In other words, what I was doing was I was opening up all of my chakras, and I did it so often where I could actually look a person in the eye and say, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. Mm-hmm. Okay. In other words, I could look in a person's eye and look through their eye and tell them exactly what they was wanting to know. It's similar to card readings.
Yeah.
And what it does is it puts you into a grounding. It brings your energies to life, your magic to life. You become that part of magic, which I think every witch or everybody in the face of the earth, no matter what their spiritual path is, what their religious affiliation, it makes what I would call a Christ-like consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know about this. You know, I praise my Cabot brothers and sisters because from the point that I learned that, all the crap that I grew up with and everything that had happened, like going through a war, lose my hand, my life changed from that point on. It just manifested life to me. It made me feel into my skin. It gave me that instant grounding. Can you guys relate to that? Where as above, so below.
Mhm.
Yes.
So is that ticket, because part of my path was what made Christ Christ. And I'm not a Christian, okay? I want everybody to understand that. I am a witch through and through. But, you know, part of my path was, you know, my curiosity was when I lost my hand, why is all this bad stuff happening to me?
Mm-hmm.
And this was part of my learning, you know, where I came into my spirituality full bore. It wasn't questioning, is God real? But it gave me a way so that I could beat off my shadows, what we call shadow work. We take all the negative and we spin it away from us. And what you guys are about to see is exactly that. So if you want to go ahead and show that,
Okay.
you know, people may say, oh, that's, you know, something that you created. No, this is, you know, after a weekend of me sitting there reading people and telling them what they need to know, which is similar to cards using the tarot. But this, you know, is part of my spiritual path. What I do before circle work, before I do every spell, it's what I do every morning. It's what I do every evening before I go to bed. You know, whether I illuminate like that, I don't know.
You got to bring it down.
Yeah, that was me right after I woke up. You know, and that's
That's
part of
amazing.
That is a wild picture.
And then that's just like a regular photograph, just snapshot.
Yeah. Just taken right off the phone.
Right. Wow.
It wasn't intentional or anything like that. You know, I believe that we all have that,
Mm-hmm.
but it's bringing ourselves to peace.
Mhm.
It's like Sherry said, a witch has to learn to love themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And believe me, I grew up poor in a very rough river town. Been through the cosmos of, you know, I know what war is. I know what it feels like to be wounded beyond a point where you don't think life's going to go right for you. But, you know, here I am 20 years later, and that's what you get, you know.
That is, I think it's a beautiful picture.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It shows your aura.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do have we went to a paranormal you know, a paranormal thing where they had people taking pictures of your aura.
Yeah. I've got one over there of mine and my wife's. It's over here somewhere on the bookshelf.
Yeah, that's a good picture.
Yeah.
You know, there's times when I center and ground, I feel it in my hands. I feel it just cascading across my skin. You know, I see it as magic, but I can't explain what it is. You know, really, I can't put words to it.
Right.
You know, it's magic. You know, God.
I don't think there is. I don't think there is a way to be able to explain it. It's just something that's phenomenal and just there and radiates.
Yeah.
Did you take that picture, Chrissy?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
we just had a good weekend, and she's like,
Yeah.
started snapping pictures, and I'm like, please, I just woke up. Don't do that. You know.
Well, it was a picture that it was our anniversary too.
Yeah.
So we was doing a fundraiser for the guests for Ira Pagan Pride. So the guest wasn't there yet, but it was on the way. We was meeting them at the airport and everything. So we spend the night so we can get up early in the morning and get them to the airport, or you know, get them to the event and stuff.
Mike Nichols.
So
who
no, it was the Cabots.
was it?
Yeah. And anyway, I just got up and he got up and I just said, hey, say cheese. And I just took a picture and didn't realize what I took until later on. It's like, wow, look at this. And so.
Well, you caught it.
It's an amazing picture.
Yeah. You know, sometimes my wife and I, when we do card readings, you know, I'll sit there and focus on the cards before I start shuffling or anything on my intentions. And I've had it where I don't know, it's this weird feeling that starts happening. It doesn't happen all the time, but when I think I get my best card readings, it happens, and like my whole body just starts going like numb. Like if you sit on your leg too long, you know, that numb feeling that your leg gets. My whole body from the top of my head to my toes will get like that. And then when I shuffle the cards and everything, it's like, I don't know, it just seems to be more on point.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys got a question from Lori. She's asking, do you believe in Jesus? I believe in Yahweh. Okay. I believe that we should emulate him as humans. Whether he's the Messiah or not, I don't know, you know. But he's always been that template for me, of that high priest that I should emulate throughout my life.
Yeah.
He taught good works.
Right.
I truly believe that. You know, you look at your biggest heroes, and if they're good people, why not emulate their laws, their structures? It's like I tell people, a witch's path is more narrow than the Christian path, and that's the way we should walk our path. You know, we should love one another and bless each other. And
yes,
from doing that, look at that picture. That's exactly, you know, what I'm talking about. Be holy. There's nothing wrong with that, no matter what your path is.
You know, in ancient times, God had a lot of different names. I mean, you had the one you just said,
Yahweh.
and quite a few more that I just can't recite off the top of my head. But I think Jesus falls in that category of a deity.
On the culture, there's many gods by many names anyway. So,
well, you know, this is something that I'm going to point out to you guys. The pentagram, okay, it represents earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. But if we look at the center of it, it represents the divine light, okay? The divine light, the holy light. Yes. But if you look at ancient Christian practices, the pagans, it represented the 5 wounds of Christ. And a lot of us don't realize that the pentagram comes from the Kabbalah. And a lot of people don't realize what the Kabbalah is. It is an ancient Hebrew practice of, I would call it a form of witchcraft. Or not only can you use it to communicate with demons, but you can also communicate with archangels, those who are what I would call holy light. You can also use it to connect to your gods, no matter what your path is. It is holy, not evil. And when it's inverted, what does that mean? It means a time and period of a magic practitioner's life where things are chaotic. They're going through their chaotic stages. What I call, we are shedding our shadows. We are purifying ourselves. We are making ourselves holy. Then when it reverts up, you'll see a triangle. What's that triangle represent? The triangle of manifestation. It means that as we will it, so shall it be. All things in light, we bring the light to our thought, to our practice. And we are making our paths holy.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of people sit there and go, you guys are evil. I rebuke you, because it's in the King James Version. Well, what I put there is because the Catholic Church realized that we are, what would you say, breaking the barriers of what we call today the matrix. We see the truth of what the Catholic Church was trying to
bury.
do.
Yeah.
The control factor.
Right. Yeah.
So
I read a book a while back, and and he goes into a lot of stuff like that. The guy is actually a Catholic, but he actually gets to go into parts of and places that the Catholic Church doesn't allow anyone else to go into. And but he was talking about that. He was talking about how the book is pretty much about the religion with no name, the religion before religions, and the practices of those religions. And he says what happened with Christianity in general, doesn't matter what part of it you talk about, but all the Abrahamic religions, what they did is that they started taking the sacred feminine out of it. Then they started making sure that the feminine or the female was taken out of it, because they were actually the ones that controlled the Eucharist itself, and how it was taken, and all the ingredients and everything that was in the Eucharist was all women, and all of that was taken out of it, and placebos were put in their place. And but yeah, it's a very interesting book. Yeah.
well, if you really look at Christianity and the holy texts, how come all these lost books are starting to come to light? The book of Adam and Eve. We sit there, witches believe in reincarnation. I don't remember them, because the gods made us drink from the pool of forgetfulness. We drank it before we went back into the womb. Why are we so controlled? It's a big thing. Why are we led into these shadows of untruth when the truth has always been there?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they did that. I do, but I don't, I should say.
Well, that's why it's good to have people like us to try and help people to remember and to guide them, hopefully in the right direction, and help people to realize what they really are and what their worth is.
It's the Enochian teachings. Why were they hidden? Why was the Anunnaki teachings
So
hidden?
much has been hidden that shouldn't be hidden. There's truth in all of it. That's why they've hid it, because they don't want people to know the truth about who you are. But some of us, thankfully, are open enough to be able to see certain things and be able to help you with some things. And I just don't think those scripts and stuff should be hid. I think that the world would be a better place if there was more truth here than what's going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They dismiss those scripts or those writings as myth and legends and poems and stories, and I don't understand the concept of their thinking.
Well, they do the same thing with the Sumerian kings list, right? Where you've got kings that ruled for thousands of years, and they're like, "Oh, that's not real. That's fake." They just did that to make them seem like their rulers were better than everybody else's rulers. Well, that's not. I just don't think that it's true. But
it's in
then
the world itself as well.
Yeah.
Look at all of the signs and the things that are around us in everyday, like movies, certain movies and things we watch. There's messages and things in certain movies. There's things that they say that's going to happen and it's happening. There is messages in everything. It's having the capability to see through the crap that they put over the top of it. There's obviously people that are higher in level of us in this community that know things that are going to happen. And it's trifling put into movies and into magazines and stuff. It's having the ability to see that and, physically being able to be aware of it. There's messages and signs in everything.
Right.
Yeah. You just have to be willing to break through the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Your spirituality, more from the, how can I say this?
From the core.
More, definitely from the core. But we read things in the Holy Bible, and I'm only using this as an example, okay? Say I'm a Christian, and I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe in the Holy Divine Light. I believe in everything of Mary and Christ. Live your spiritual life beyond the pages. Make it real. manifest it into your everyday life. And it's the same way with as witch. You know, all these great authors come out with these books, and is there a lot of truth in them? Yeah.
Make the myth a reality.
Yeah.
What they call a myth is the reality. Make
Yeah.
it.
You know, and for me, I'd rather live beyond the dogma of paper and bring my path to life. I want to experience it. I want to feel it. I want to taste it. I want to be part of it because I realize that I am part of that divine light, that spark of creation. We all have been there since the beginning. But it's beginning.
Yes.
The part is for an individual to accept that divine light and live their spiritual path in truth, love, and compassion. That's the big thing for a lot of us. We don't see it. You know, we're given gifts, divine gifts of being able to see into the future, see into the past, and see what's relevant now. It's up to us to live beyond the doctrine that has been laid before us.
Yes.
Don't endure through life. Live that divine light.
Be open-hearted and open-minded.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. I don't mean to preach, but you know.
Yeah, no, but yeah, you're right, brother.
Hey.
You're right.
It's a good message.
It is.
People need to hear it. Well, we're up on 2 hours. It's been a fast show for me. I mean, we could talk about a whole lot more. But I'm going to give this opportunity to each of you to tell everybody. Oh, look at the puppy.
Yep.
Oh, it's so cute.
Hi.
Every time we do a podcast, she has to say, me. Yeah.
Introduce her.
I'm special.
This is Allie.
Allie.
Allie Mae.
Yeah.
Allie Mae.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mine's down there.
I want to give each of you.
Oh, look.
Look here. There's another one. So
Mine are all upstairs.
yeah, I've got one too, but she's not here. It's a little mean thing, little chihuahua. She's the boss.
She is too.
Yeah.
She is too.
I would like to give each of you a chance to tell everybody how they can find you and just see your shows, your podcasts, whatever you want to share. We want to give this last bit of airtime for you guys to tell everybody what you would like to. Start with Chrissy.
Well, you can find us on Facebook. We have a Facebook group called Within the Cauldron, where we it's a private group, but you can always, come on. We will accept you and everything. But it's a group that we do daily questions 4 or 5 days a week, sometimes 6, just to educate everybody, more or less. And of course, we have side chats there, where you can learn about herbs, crystals, god and goddesses. We've got some new chats too. Willow's there too, with her chat. And we do have a podcast that we do mostly on every Thursday, but sometimes it does go Tuesday and Thursday. And that is the YouTube channel of Within the Cauldron Glow, GLOW. And then an email just with the same name at gmail.com.
Awesome.
For me, you can get me on PWI Spiritual Investigators. You can get on YouTube. You can get me on Facebook under Sherry M. Brett or Sherry Brett. I've got 2 Facebooks. I'm obviously with lovely Chrissy and Chris on Within the Cauldron. And you can go and join my little chat group, which is the same. The name is Willow's Witchy Den. So you can add on there and be put into there as well. But you do have to go through Chrissy and Chris's website to be able to do that. Obviously, I have Facebook pages as well. I have a Strange and Unknown streaming network, which has got over 2,400 people on it, which does all things paranormal, cryptid, all sorts of stuff. So you can follow me on there. Or you can get hold of me on my email as well, which is sherryannb84@gmail.com. And they are the ways that you can contact me, guys.
Awesome.
Wow.
Very awesome.
We really appreciate y'all coming on.
Yeah, and hopefully
For having us.
We have to do it again.
we're going to have to get you guys. We'll get Bradley, and we'll get
Oh yeah, Bradley's site as well.
Yeah.
Truth Seekers and stuff like that. You can get us on there as well.
You're on a lot of podcasts. It seems like they do one every day. I mean, busy.
We're non-stop. It doesn't stop.
We have our days.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have to keep track of everybody and everything. But yeah, we have our days.
We do 2 shows a week, and like it was hard for me to put this show up this week. I don't see how you guys do it.
Well, Sherry has like Mondays, and then she helps out with anybody who needs help. We have shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Same thing. We help out wherever we need help at. Bradley has shows probably Sundays and Wednesdays and sometimes Fridays. And then Benny has shows on Saturdays and Sundays. And
Anunnaki teacher.
And Monday night. So we have a lot of shows going on at different times, different days. And we are a family of podcasters that we kind of like hang out together. We talk about podcasts. We share our podcasts on each other's platforms, channels, and everything. And if the beauty about it is that if we need a guest host or, a co-host or an extra guest because the guest didn't show up or something, we can count on all of these people because we have a team. So we can count on each other to do it.
Right.
Yeah, and I do have shows on my channel as well sometimes, but I haven't really been doing that recently because I've got other shows that I'm doing and stuff. But I will be getting back onto my YouTube to be doing my paranormal and that because it is starting to get warmer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
awesome.
Thank you guys for having us on. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for having us on. It's been an
honor for us. You guys are great.
Yeah, y'all were great guests, and thank you.
Next week we're going to have Benny on.
Yeah,
so,
you guys will have fun there. He's very intelligent.
Oh yeah, he's very acknowledgeable, clever guy.
Maybe we can set up a Benny, you guys and Bradley show all together. That would be a good show too.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You guys want to do that? But one last thing before you guys sign off.
Yes, sir.
May the goddess bless you. May you keep on helping people. May you never know hunger. May you never know thirst. May you always be warm. Blessed be. Thank you.
Be.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bradley wants to ask a question, David. You know the number better than I do.
If I'm not mistaken, it's 500,000, isn't it? Not
over. Yeah, 575.
It was 575. Yeah.
But he asked how many viewers, or it's really listeners because it's a terrestrial radio.
Terrestrial radio, yeah.
And our last numbers were 575,000.
Wow. Now, if I would have known that before I came on, I would have been all nervous.
And all I would say positively is just be you, seek your heart and seek your mind, and just know that you're phenomenal people, and just keep it within the light, guys, and just know that there are always people there that are looking out for you, especially above and beside you, and just be positive and just keep being the amazing people that you are, and blessed be.
Yeah, blessed be.
Blessed be.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us on. It's been awesome.
It has.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We enjoyed it.
And this will be on in Atlanta next weekend.
Yes.
And I'll send you the link when I get it all set up. Hopefully it won't take a couple of days, but I'll send you guys the link where you can share it and listen to it
or whatever when it's live.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. That was Sherry Brett, Chris and Chrissy Dunham.
This has been a great show.
Been a good show. I've learned a lot, and they're
reading was
awesome
something.
people, man.
Yeah, they're great people. That reading was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah.
My wife was like, I want a reading.
Maybe she can contact her through the email and see if she can do her reading.
Right.
But yeah, it was great. Yeah, Randy.
Definitely, Randy, you just kind of got in on the end of it. So yeah, definitely go back and watch. And once we post this up, it won't take 20 minutes and
20 minutes.
Yeah.
I know he's probably still in the hospital. He's had some problems, but
Randy, you need to get to feeling better, buddy.
It give him something to do tonight.
Right. Yep. Listen to us.
I want to thank everybody for listening. Remember, next week our show will be Benny Trent, the Anunnaki teacher.
Nice.
That'll be next Saturday, and we will be doing a show Thursday. We not sure what it is yet. Maybe a live investigation.
Maybe. I don't know. You know, it's going to be like 17 degrees outside.
Yeah, we'll probably just do a little show.
Unless we could find an indoor,
Right.
We do an indoor investigation.
Hey, if anybody out there needs their house investigated, that's local area, give us a shout. We'll do it.
Absolutely. Would love to.
All right.
Even if it's not for a show.
Oh, you ready?
Ready. So you can find us at paranormal411.org, paranormal411 on Facebook, YouTube, and X. And also now we are on Rumble. Woo! Tune in live every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also on Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also on Saturday nights from 10 to 11. That's tonight. That's in just not too long, right, Jason? From 10 to 11. If you're in the metro Atlanta area, you catch us at WDJY FM. That is 99.1 FM. But hey, if you're not inside the metro Atlanta area, can you still get us?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, I think you can. You just go to WDJYFM.com or you go to paranormal411.org and click the link right there. Remember, we're on Subspace Radio on all major podcast platforms. We have a book out, East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore Edition 2. It's available on Amazon or at paranormal411.org.
All right.
Join us.
Join us.
Thanks everybody for joining in. All the awesome questions tonight. God, it was awesome.
Yeah, and the reading went poof, made me have cold chills.
Yeah, it was great.
We'll see you Thursday.
Yes. Have a good weekend.
Good night.
Good night.
In the heart of Madisonville, Tennessee, lies a pizzeria like no other. Step through the door of Legends and Lore Pizzeria and be transported to a realm where paranormal and cryptid encounters along with mouth-watering pizza go hand in hand. Meet Eddie and his crew, who serve up slices of the supernatural along with the best pies in town. With the walls adorned with eerie artifacts, indulge in piping hot slices that melt in your mouth and tease your taste buds. And it's not just the locals who love the incredible pizza. Legends and Lore has been selected as the best pizza joint in all of Monroe County. As lovers of everything pizza and the paranormal, the owners have mastered the art of crafting unforgettable combinations that will leave you wanting more. To stay connected with this mystical eatery, follow Legends and Lore Pizzeria on Facebook, where tales of their latest creations and upcoming specials will be shared. Make sure to browse their custom menu, featuring legendary pizzas like the Chupacabra Ranch and the Exorcist. So, whether you have an appetite for the supernatural or simply seek the best pizza in town, Legends and Lore is the place to be. Come for the unforgettable flavors, stay for the captivating stories, and find yourself in a world where legends and pizza collide.
What if the world we know is merely a fraction of reality? What if there are forces, entities, and phenomena that exist just beyond our comprehension in the shadows of the unknown? Welcome to Paranormal 411, your gateway to the unexplained and the downright chilling.
Get ready to rock with the electrifying sound of Catalyst, a band that's sure to leave you wanting more. With their powerful lyrics and killer riffs, Catalyst is a great sound in the world of rock music. You can listen and find Catalyst on Bandcamp, or go to the link at paranormal411.org and click on their banner.